Alright, so question number 1. So the characteristic, so state true or false for each of the following statement. So dia kata kat sini the characteristic of individual about which we collect information are called population. So characteristic is not a population, is actually, this is a false lah, right? Characteristic means something variable of interest ataupun variable of interest lah sepatutnya karakteristik tu. So a table that consists data value and their count are called frequency distribution table. Yes, this is true lah. Right? A table yang ada data value and their count is called as a frequency distribution. Discrete variable can take any value in an interval, so this is false. So basically, continuous variable can take any value in an interval. So numerical descriptive measure of a sample is called parameter. This is called false lah. So for sample, it is called as statistic. So the process in which the sample include element from each of homogeneous segment is called cluster sampling. This is also false, right? A process of which sample include element from each homogeneous segment is apa dia? Sampling techniques lah, ataupun sampling units. Sampling unit. So now let's look at question number 2. A marketing analyst conducting a satisfaction survey on car purchase in town A. So the population list include 3,000 Proton buyers, 2,500 Honda buyers, and 2,500 Toyota buyers, and also 2,000 Mazda buyers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 segment. So the analyst select 400 car buyers. Right, so state the population and sampling frame for the study. So what is the population? Population will be all car buyers. Jangan tambah semua jadi 10,000, jangan letak 10,000 car buyers in town A. All car buyers in town A. Right, this is a population. Right, for sample, what is a sample? Sampling frame. Okay, sampling frame. Sampling frame is a complete list of all car buyers, consists of their information such as name, lagi apa? Name, phone number, lagi ada apa? Car plate, address, right? Cakap banyak tu sudahlah, jangan tak banyak-banyak. Right, identify the variable of interest. So what is a variable of interest here? They want to know a satisfaction survey. They want to do a satisfaction survey on car purchase. So it should be a customer satisfaction on car purchase. Right? So this is going to be the variable of interest, and satisfaction of car purchase will be on qualitative variable, and it lies under ordinal scale, either satisfied, not satisfied, very satisfied, dissatisfied, right? So state the appropriate sampling technique and give one reason of using the techniques. So by looking at the statement, they have a Proton buyers, Honda, Toyota, and Mazda. Then this should be certified. sampling teknik lah. Right, sebab dia nak ambil daripada, this is the total berapa, the 3,000 plus 2,500 plus 2,500 and 2,000. So the total will be 10,000 lah. Right, so 10,000 dia nak ambil 400 only. So it's going to be a certified sampling techniques lah, and give you one reason lah. Reason we can get a homogeneous, we can get a representative sample from each strata, right? And then number 4, D, calculate the number of selected sample for each car manufacturer. So to calculate number of samples, kita buat satu table lah. Okay, buat dalam satu table, right? Dalam table you mesti ada this is type of car, right? So let's say Proton, and then we have Honda, and then we have Toyota and Mazda, right? And then this total buyer will be, this one is 3,200, 2,500, 2,500, and last is 2,000. So we want to select, so this one is 10,000 kan? So we want to select 400. So before we calculate how many we want to select, we need to do some we need to find a relative frequency kan. So senang untuk kita cari. So let's say kita calculate relative frequency first before, kalau you dah cakap okay lah, tapi I tunjuk dekat you one step by step lah, senang you nampak. Right, so first we going to find a relative frequency. Relative frequency. So this one should be 3,000 divided by 10,000, right? And this is 2,500 divided by 10k. 2,500 divided by 10k. 2,000 divided by 10k. So then baru kita calculate for sample size, right? Sample size, which is the total sample size will be 400 lah. So this one 3,000 divided by 10,000 multiply with 400 should be 120. This is 100. This is also 100, and this is going to be 80. So the total should be 400. So this is how we calculate the number of selected sample, right? So next, the next question is determine the suitable method for data collection and give one advantage of this method. So if you want to use a questionnaire, and then I think it is not really suitable because you need to find every buyer manually, right? So the best method will be either telephone interview or mail interview, right? So telephone interview is most faster to get. So advantage is fast respond, right? Fast respond, cheap, and so on lah. Dia letak dia punya advantage, right? Okay. Any questions so far untuk first, second question question number 2? Boleh faham kan? Right? So it should be very easy. Now let's look at question number 3. So question number 3, dia kata kat sini, okay, sekejap I letak bawah sikit. So question number 3, the following table shows the sales of 4 mobile telephone model of the company for 2016. So we have iPhone, Samsung, Zenfone, and Xperia. Okay. So the sales is 1,000, 50,000, 40,000, 45, 35,000. Construct a pie chart. So to construct a pie chart, what you need to have is your percentage and the degree, right? percentage and degree. So you need to calculate lah. So now, let's say the total here will be 50 plus 40, 90, 90 plus 45 plus 37, 35 is 170. So this is the total kan. So you need to find the percentage. This is percentage. So 50 divided by 170 multiplied with 100% should be equal to 29.4%, right? And then this is 40 divided by 170 will be 23.5%, and this is going to be 26.5%, and the last is going to be 35 divided by 170 multiplied with 100% is 20.6%, and make sure the total here should be equal to 100%, right? And then you need to calculate for degree, right? Degree, how to calculate degree? So 29.4% multiplied with 360, right? 29.4 multiplied with 360 divided by 100. So it should be equal to 105.84 degree, right? And the next one is 23.5 multiplied with 360 divided by 100. So this one should be 84.6 degree. 25.5 multiplied with 360 divided by 100 should be equal to 95.4 degree. And the last is 20.6 multiplied with 360 divided by 100 should be 74.16 degree. And the total should be equal to 360 lah. Sama tak? Yeah. So total should be 360. Right. Then baru you start draw a circle. So circle ni let's say color, okay. Oops. Then you start drawing lah. So dia mesti start dengan kita punya titik tengah ni, and then the local, and then start with 12 o'clock lah, right? So tarik 12 o'clock. Right, and the first one is 105 degree. So you guna jangka lukis lah, 105, I think somewhere here lah, huh? Somewhere here, this is 105.4 degree, right? And then 84 degree should be somewhere here. Oops. Somewhere here lah, huh? Dekat kat sini. Right, this is 84. Agak-agak je ni Alright, and then yang lain you pandai-pandai lah, huh? It should be 95, and this is going to be 74, right? And then tak payah tulis dia punya degree lah, right? Tak payah tulis dia punya degree, Allah, right? Degree tu tak payah tulis. What we need to do is to write down your percentage value. So the first one is 29.4%, and this is going to be 23.5%, 26.5%, and then this is 20.6%, right? And then you letak legend dekat sini, right? Letak satu legend. So first starting with iPhone, and then Samsung, and then we have Zen phone, and then Xperia. So you put some colors lah. iPhone should be on color. I tak nampak dekat sini. So you put some colors lah. Let's say I letak lorek kan. Tapi in final exam jangan lorek I letak color. Let's see. Right. So you letak color lah. You colorkan guna pencil color lah. Right. So you will get 5 marks here. But this one belum dapat 5 mark, only 4.5. You don't forget to write down a title, a pie chart showing mobile phone sales in a company. Right. So baru dapat 5 marks. So this is half, and then this one to be 3 marks. Right. This is 3 marks. This is total here is 1 marks. Another 1 marks came from the calculation. Right. Okay. Boleh? Ada soalan tak berkenaan dengan ni? Soalan? No question? So then we move to question number 4. So question number 4 is still same as last class kita buat kan? Sama saja, lebih kurang. But you need to remember the format is different because starting 2018 or 2019, dia ada remove some topik dalam STA104 ni, and then the question instead of 10 question, it reduced to 5 question only. Right? It has a very long question lah. So now let's look at question number 4. Right. Question number 4, quality inspector in a manufacturing sector recorded the number of defective item discovered from 15 shifts in a particular week. So they give us the ungrouped data, calculate mean, median and mode for the number defective item. So as usual, as I taught you, so what you need to do is to rearrange the data in ascending order, right? So let's say this one, starting from 2, 2, 3, 3, oops. Kita letak properly lah. 2, 2, 3, 3 ada berapa kali? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 3. And then 4 we have 2, 5 we have 2, 6 we have only 1, and then 7 we have 2, 7, and then we have 8 and 9. Tak ada 9 tak ada, 10, then only 1. Right. So then as usual, I ajar you, kita positionkan each number. This is number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one is 15. Right. So next, we want to calculate for mean. Mean is equal to summation of x divided by n. So remember, this is a ungrouped data kan. So we have 72 divided by 15 equal to 4.8. So this is the first one, and Alright, dapat benda yang sama ke? Alright, for median, we need to find position of median. Right, the first one, position of median is n plus 1 divided by 2. So this one should be 16 plus divided by 2 equal to 8. So median will be equal to 4. This is 4.8. Alright. And then the mode will be, tengok yang paling banyak sekali muncul. We have number 3 ni kan. 3 ni ada 1, 2, 3, 4. Yang lain sikit saja kan. So mean mode will be equal to 3 defective item. Right? So 5 marks. Very simple question, 5 marks. So next, we need to interpret the mean value obtained in A. So the mean value will be, how to interpret? The average number of defective item discovered is 4.8. Right? So C, by comparing the mean and the mode value in A, so mean and mode, so kita ada dua kat sini, right? Sketch and determine the shape of distribution of for the data above. So now to sketch what they expect in this question is they want you to show the distribution, either skewed to the right or skewed to the left or symmetrical distribution. Since mode is the smallest value, median is the next smallest, and mean is the larger. So this is starting from negative infinity to infinity. So this is going to be mode, median and mean 4.8. So you highlight lah, tarik macam ni. So it's going to be skewed to the right distribution. Right? Boleh? Ada soalan tak? Okay? Right, let's look at question number 5. So question number 5, an insurance company reported that there were 2,450 fatalities of car accident in 2016. The following is the frequency distribution of their age. So kalau kita tengok dekat sini, the age is starting from 11 to 20, and then we start for second row is 21 to 30. So we need to rearrange, make it in a class boundary. So this starting from 10.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 30.5, and this is 30.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 50.5, and then this is going to be 50.5 to 60.5. 61.5, so 60.5 to 70.5. And since they want us to find a mean value and standard deviation value, you need to calculate midpoint, which is x. So 20.5 plus 10.5 divided by 2 should be 15.5. 15.5. This is going to be 25.5, 35.5. This is 55.5, and then 65.5. So, alang-alang kita dah buat, kita tengok soalan yang seterusnya. Dia suruh cari median tak? Tak ada kan? Okay, no need to find median lah. Okay. Next, what we need to do is to use our calculator. Right, use our calculator, click on shift, mode, and switch on frequency value, right? And then tekan mode, cari statistic number 3, and click on 1, right? Input the value 15.5, 25.5, 35, 45.5, 55.5, and 65.5. And input our frequency 1100, 720, 350, 150, and 50. And always recheck balik apa yang you tulis, yang you isi tu mesti sama dengan data yang dia bagilah. The 45.5 is 350, 150, 55. Alright, good. So next, in calculating mean, right? Mean should have summation of fx divided by summation of f. For calculating standard deviation, it should have a square root of summation of fx square minus summation of fx, and then you square divided by summation of f, everything divided by summation of f minus 1. So you need to have the value of summation of fx square, summation of fx, and summation of f. So we already know the summation of f is equal to 2,450, right? 2,450. So next we find the value. Number 1 is 30,430,12.5, and this one should be 82375. So just input into the calculator, into the formula. So this one should be 82375 divided by 2450, and then ditekan calculator. Jangan, tak payah nak calculate manually, tekan calculator shift 1 and find variance number 4 and number 2 for mean. So it should be equal to 33.62 years. 33.62 years, right? So this is the age, right? And then for standard deviation, square root 3043,012.5 minus 82375 square divided by 2450 divided by 2450 minus 1. And then don't ever calculate manually. Click shift 1, 4, and find Sx for standard deviation. It should be equal to 10.57. Right. So this is how we calculate mean and standard deviation. Next is we need to draw a histogram. Histogram to represent the above data. So histogram, it requires a class boundary. So that's why we calculate a class boundary for the beginning. So now you need to have your graph paper, right? Tadi kalau kita tengok, tadi kita draw apa nama pie chart, right? Pie chart, you don't need to have a graph paper. You just draw dalam answer sheet, okay? Sebab save lah sikit lah, jangan membazir graph paper, sebab dia tak perlu pun graph paper, tak perlukan grid pun. So just using a jangka lukis. You need to buy one lah, kalau soalan ni keluar. Kalau soalan ni tak keluar, tak apalah, right? Prepare if this question out lah. Okay, now you need to draw a histogram. So draw histogram. Y-axis represent apa? Y-axis represent number of fatalities, right? Number of fatalities, right? And y-axis, x-axis represent age of age sajalah, age in years, age in years, right? Now we start with the first bar, which is 10.5. But when you have a graph paper, you jarakkan satu lah. Graph paper 10.5 to 20.5, is it? 10.5 to 20.5, and then this is 30.5, 40.5, 50.5, and then next is 60.5. Using kalau graph paper tu, make sure you ukur betul-betul lah. Let's say kalau you guna 3 kotak lah. And then this is 70.5, right? So the first bar represent berapa? This is in term of okay, so kita nak letak berapa dia punya, maybe kita ambil 100. Okay, terlebih sikit. This is 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 1,100. So the first one is 80. So you letak 80 lah. There's somewhere here, 80 dekat sini. And then the next one is 1,100. So you draw properly lah. I don't have a ruler. Right. And the next one is 720 somewhere here lah, huh? Okay. 720, 350 is somewhere here. And next is 1,150 somewhere here. And the last one is 50, the lowest one. Right. So don't forget the title, histogram, showing number of fatalities based on by year lah, by age. Cukup, right? So this is how we draw histogram. And next in this question, kita dah habis 4 markah. So C, from histogram determine the model value of fatal age and explain its meaning. So model age macam mana kita buat? Let's say you need to draw properly dalam graph paper. You ambil this point and join together, right? And this point join together. Then the intersection is your mode, right? This is going to be your mode lah kat sini. This is C, okay. This is your mode. So if you calculate properly, it will get 27 years old. You measure properly. So in this question, we don't want you to calculate mode by formula. Tak payah guna formula. Mesti guna histogram to find model value. And explain its meaning. So most of fatalities in car accident are at the age of 27 years old. Right? So now for question D, right, given the mean and standard deviation of fatal age in 2015 were 34 and 13.5 respectively, determine which year has more consistent distribution. So dekat sini kita tahu for 2016 our calculation mean is equal to berapa? 33.63 and standard deviation is 10.57. For 2015, mean is equal to 34 and standard deviation is 13.5. Now, we need to calculate coefficient of variation 2016, coefficient of variation 2015. So for 2015 and 2016 is 10.57 divided by 33.63 multiplied with 100%. This one should be equal to 31.44%. And this one should be 13.5 divided by 34 multiplied with 100%. This one should be 39.171%. So which one is lower in 2016? So we can say that year 2016 has a more consistent distribution. Right? Very simple. Right? 3 marks. Okay? Ada soalan tak setakat ni?
No, sir.
Right? Okay, next we go to the next question, which is question number 7. So kalau kita tengok ni, this is a question number 5. Number 6 is about Spearman rank. Spearman rank kita tak belajar, kita skip dalam syllabus kita ni. So we focus on Pearson product moment correlation. So nampak tak? You punya batch ni dah banyak senang sikit. Okay, now data below shows the number of patient operating and the operating costs in 100, right? So number of patient and operating costs in 10 months at Nana Pediatric Hospital. So we need to determine which one is independent variable and which one dependent variable. Before answering this question, determine first. Number of patient depend on operating cost depend on number of patient. Yang mana satu? So let's say number of operating costs depend on number of patient lah. So number of patient is X and operating cost is Y. Right, let's confirm this at the last question dekat sini. Estimate the operating cost if the number of patient is 85. So it's confirmed lah. Operating cost is Y and number of patient is X. Now we need to calculate the Pearson product moment correlation coefficient, and you need to refer to the formula. So the formula is summation of xy minus summation of x multiplied with summation of y divided by n, everything divided by the square root of the x part, summation of x square minus summation of x square divided by n. This is for part x. Summation of y squared minus summation of y squared divided by n. So basically you need this value, summation of xy, summation of x square, summation of x, right? And then summation of y squared, summation of y and n. So n, we know that we have only 10 months kan. So you input into the calculator. Before you input to the calculator, you make sure before this kita dah buka untuk frekuensi. So we need to close the frequency option. Tekan stat number 4, frequency off, right? And tekan statistics and find a plus bx number 2 and input the value lah 115, 42, 30, 80, 108, 75, 90, 35, 58, 100. So 10. So 257, 130, 1110, 185, 220, 170, 186, 75, 174, 205. I always have a habit to recheck balik the data that you already input, right? Okay. Next, you need to find the value of summation of xy is equal to 5, right? So this is going to be 1, 3, 138832, 138832, and summation of x square, and it's number 1 is 611 and 61667, 61667, and this is going to be 723 319096, and this is 1712. So we just input into the formula. So this is going to be 13832 minus, and this one is going to be 723, and then this is 1712 divided by 10, everything divided by the square root. For the first part is 61667 minus 723 square divided by 10 and multiply with 319096, 319096 minus 1712 squared divided by 10, right? So do not calculate manually, just tekan calculator shift 1 and find regression number 5 and find R number 3. So it will show you the answer 0.9632, 0.9632. So we can interpret the value. There is a strong positive correlation. So kita menggunakan term linear correlation, okay? Linear correlation between apa? Number of fatalities, number of patient, and operating costs. Right? So 5 marks, very simple to obtain, and calculate the coefficient of determination. So this is coefficient of determination is equal to R, right? So R squared. So this is R. R squared means you just need to square the value of 0.9632 squared should be equal to 92.74%. You need to convert it to percentage lah. So how to interpret this one? 92.74% of the total variation in operating costs, right, can be explained by by number of patient, right? Okay. For C, we need to find ini okay clear? Ada soalan tak berkenaan dengan correlation and the coefficient of determination? Soalan?
No, sir.
Right. So next, we look into finding simple linear regression, linear regression equation. So linear regression equation should start with B. B should be equal to summation of xy minus summation of x multiplied with summation of y divided by n, everything divided by the x part, right? X square minus summation of x square divided by n, right? So just input the value into the formula, then 138832 minus 723 multiplied with 1712 divided by 10, everything divided by 61667 minus 723 square divided by 10. So input, jangan calculate, tekan calculator, tekan 5 and find B, number 2, right? So it should be equal to 1.60. 1.6025. Next, find the value of A. So value of A should be equal to summation of y square, y divided by n. This is the average of y minus B, summation of x divided by n. Input the value. Y should be 1712 divided by 10 minus 1.6025, 723 divided by 10, multiply, should be equal to shift 1, number 5, and find A, number 1. It should be 55.34. 55.34. So the regression equation equal to 55.34 plus 1.6025x. Right? And D, this is C. For D, we need to estimate the operating cost. So y squared, y hat should be 55.34 plus 1.6025 multiplied with 85. So this one you need to key in into the calculator, then you will get 191.55. Is it 100? So 55.34 plus 1.6025 multiplied with 85. 191.55. So since this is in term of 100 dekat sini, right? Nampak tak? Okay, so you need to convert this into 100 lah, right? So this one should be equal to 191 multiplied with 100 is 55, right? So this is in term of operating cost is in dollar, right? In ringgit, okay, ringgit. So RM 19,155. So very simple, right? And then are you okay before we continue on question number 8? Ada soalan tak?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So now let's look at question number 8. Question number 8, this is a simple question, right? So ada yang tanya dekat I dulu yang September 2017, right? The value of Z, right? It's impossible to find, right? So yang X dengan Y tu senang nak cari. X, Z is impossible lah. Soalan tak provide the value of quantity index. Alright. So let's look at question number 8. The following table contain information of the price and quantities of 4 different type of vegetables consumed by a family. So we have cabbage, tomato, cucumber, and long bean. So this is from 2014 and 2016. So using 2014 as a base year, calculate Parch price index in 2016. So Parch price index, the formula will be summation of price for current period multiply with quantity for current period divided by price for base period, quantity for current period, multiply with 100%. Right? So this is the formula for Parch quantity in price index. So so index dekat sini adalah price for current period is 3 ringgit 550 sen multiply with quantity for current period plus 5 ringgit multiply with 17 plus 2 ringgit and 30 multiply with 12 plus 7 ringgit and 50 multiply with 10 divide by price for base period is 3 ringgit 30 cents multiply with 7 plus 4 ringgit and 50 sen multiply with 17 plus 2 ringgit multiply with 12 plus 6.60 multiply with 10. Right. Multiply with 100%. Don't forget about this. So this one should be equal to 212.10 divided by 189.60 multiply with 100%. So this one should be 111.87%. So how to interpret this one? The price, the average price for 2016 is increased by 11.87% compared to 2015. Right? So this is for A, right? So for B, so what is the last period's price index, last period's price index, quantity index, right? So the formula would be quantity index is summation of quantity for current period multiply with the price for last period means base period. So quantity for current base period, price for base period, multiply with 100%. So next quantity for current period is 7 multiply with price for base period is 3.30, quantity 17, 4 ringgit and 50 plus quantity 12, price 2 ringgit plus 10 and 6.6 divide by quantity for base period is 6, 3.30 plus 15, 4.50 plus 10, 2.00 plus 8, 6.60 multiply with 100%, and this one should be equal to 189.6 divided by 160.1 multiply with 100%. This is 118.43. So we can say that average quantity in 2016 has increased by 18.43% as compared to 2014. Right? Okay. Now let's look at question number 9. So give a brief explanation and example for the following time series components. Seasonal variation. Seasonal variation is a short-term uh, movement, right? Movement pattern. Repeated at a certain period, right? Um, Usually in a year, right? So example will be holiday season, let's say number of sales for school uniform, right? Contoh, you bagilah contoh apa-apa kan? So irregular fluctuation, irregular trend is unpredictable movement, right? Of a time series data. Alright, example, you bagilah example, let's say fire happen in a block ataupun we have a pandemic, right? So after that dia akan punya sales akan naik balik lah, but it slowly increase lah. So for B, the following table represent the quarterly retail sales in 100 at stationery power bookstore from 2014 to 2016. So the trend line equation, this one kita tak belajar this one. This is by using least square method. We only learn about how to use moving average method kan. So you convert this to moving average lah. Nanti I tunjuk, ni semua I tak tunjuk lah. But this question is about using a trend line lah, least square method. Now let's look at question number 10. Question number 10, let S and T be event with probability of S equal to 0.4, probability of T 0.5, probability of S union T is equal to 0.6. So we need to find probability of S and T. So probability of S and T, so let's say kita tengok sebelah sini So we know that probability of S equal to 0.4, probability of T is 0.5, probability of S union T 0.6. So we want to find probability of S intersect T. So how are we going to do this? So by using the formula, the information that we have here, probability of S union T is equal to probability of S plus probability of T minus probability of S intersect T. Right? So basically all the information we already have. So this is 0.6, this is 0.5, sorry, this is a 0.4. 0.4 plus 0.5 minus probability of S intersect T. So now we can easily find the probability of S intersect T again. So this one should be 0.6 minus 0.4 minus 0.5 equal to negative probability of S intersect T. So 0.6 minus 0.4 minus 0.5 is negative 0.3 equal to negative probability of S intersect T. So probability of S intersect T is 0.3. So the next question is, S and T are mutually exclusive event. So mutually exclusive event, so how to know the probability event is a mutually exclusive? Mutually exclusive when there is no intersection between two set. Again, probability of S intersect T should be equal to 0. Right? If S and intersect T is not equal to 0, so then it's not a mutually exclusive event. Since probability of S and intersect T is not equal to 0, right? And this is a mutual exclusive event. Right? If X and T is not equal to 0, so S and T is not mutual exclusive event. 2 marks. This is considered as bonus mark lah for you. Very simple, right? Okay. Ada soalan tak setakat ni? So next we look into B. B dia kata apa? Message arrive at the computer from 3 different sources, P, Q, and R, with probability 0.3, 0.3, and 0.4 respectively. So the probabilities that message from source P, Q, and R will exceed 600 bytes is in length is 0.8, 0.6, and 0.5. So we need to draw the tree diagram lah. So we have 3 source, which is P, Q, and R. Right. For P is 0.3, right, and Q is also 0.3. R is 0.4. So the total should be equal or always equal to 1. So we have 2 possibilities: either more than 600, less than 600. More than 600, less than 600. More than 600, less than 600. Right. So let's use another color. So more than 600, exceed 600. For Q is 0, for P is 0.8. This is 0.2, and this is 0.6, 0.4. 0.5, 0.5. So the tree diagram, we already draw a tree diagram, so 3 marks here. Right, very simple. Right. So find the probability that message that message sent from source Q exceed 600 byte in length. So we want to find the probability of from Q and exceed 600 bytes. So this one should be Q and exceed 600 bytes. So 0.3 multiplied with 0.6, right? So this one should be equal to 0.18. Very simple, 2 marks. Right. And then next, given a message exceeds 600 bytes in length, so probability of given more than 600 bytes, compute the probability that it was sent from source P, right? So remember, this is probability of P, this is probability of Q, and this is probability of R. And this is probability of more than 600 given P. This is probability of more than 600 given Q. And this is also probability of more than 600 given R. Very basic. So we want to find this answer. So this one should be probability of P intersect more than 600 divided by probability of more than 600, right? So to find probability of more than 600, it should be probability of P intersect more than 600 plus probability of Q more than 600. Sorry bukan more than should be, I letak color lain dah, senang nampak kan. Okay, intersect more than 600. Okay, and then this one should be intersect, right, plus probability of R intersect more than 600, right? So this one should be 0.3 multiplied with 0.6 plus tengok 3 diagram lah. This is 0.3 multiplied with 0. Oh, salah. Okay. For P, 0.3 and 0.8. 0.3 multiplied with 0.8. Plus for Q is 0.3 multiplied with 0.6. Plus R is 0.4 multiplied with 0.5. So this one should be equal to 0.62. Right? So we still not answering the question yet. Baru kita cari ini. So P is 0.3 multiplied with 0.8 divided by 0.62. So this one should be berapa? 0.24 divided by 0.62 should be 0.39. So 3 marks. Okay? Ada soalan tak? Any questions so far?
So far tak ada question.
Ya. Sekejap saja kita buat soalan kan. Very simple. So if you practice very good, right? And then you should have no problem in answering the question lah. Very soalan semua senang-senang saja, tak susah pun. Kalau tak boleh jawab tu malu . Okay. If you don't have any question, then I think that's all for this session. And next week going to be your final assessment, 24th berapa bulan? 24 Julai. Right? Afternoon kan, pukul 2 kan? Right? So be prepared, right? Make sure you stand by all the answer sheet, right? And graph paper. And remember apa yang saya cakap dekat you sebelum ni, last class. Soalan, setiap satu soalan muka surat baru. Maksudnya if you want to start a new question, start with a new page. And compile, ikut page dalam satu PDF file. Don't forget to write down your full name, as in IC, your student ID and group setiap page. You boleh standby lah, page tu tulis dia siap. Nanti dalam final assessment tak adalah akan kabut kan. And jangan tertinggal satu page pun you tengah gambar. I notice dalam test ada yang tertinggal soalan 2 tak letak dalam compilation yang you hantar tu, so tak ada marks lah. Right? So make sure you hantar semua. Okay? And then yang paling penting, tulisan mesti cantik, I nampak, clear and scan clear. Right? Itu saja. Okay? So I think that's all. Good luck for next week and practice more. I think that's all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Sir,
Yes.
can we take a picture together?
I don't have webcam. Kejap, I try buka kejap.